Hello everybody, Max Scoville and Jonathon Dornbush here for IGN. The PlayStation 5 is upon us very soon, but first we're getting one very weird little piece of tech for the PlayStation 4, which is this.
The back button attachment.
Is that the official name?
That is the official catchy name, the DualShock 4 back button attachment.
Now why don't you walk us through how this works exactly and what it's supposed to do?
Yeah, sure. So there are a lot of other Pro or Elite controllers. Obviously, Xbox has made the proprietary Elite controller and the Elite Controller Series 2. There are things like Scuff and Astro have Elite controllers that essentially put back paddles in different combinations on a controller. PlayStation is releasing, this is a first-party official peripheral that they're releasing that you can attach to your DualShock 4 and it'll plug in. It's $30, and it essentially gives you two programmable back paddle buttons that you can program to be, I think, 16 different buttons on the DualShock, so pretty much everything here save for like the analog sticks.
And they have to be one button each, it's not like button combos.
Yes, no, it's like this can be L1 and that could be circle. You can make them whatever. So basically you plug it into the headphone jack and the EXT jack, which I've never used in my life for anything. And this was my initial impression. I was kind of worried. It's a bit hard to get in.
Yeah, you feel like you're going to break it?
Yeah, you feel like you're going to break it because you essentially have to lean it in a certain way, and it may take me the entire video to actually get it into the controller. You give it a try, yeah. I just leave it plugged in at home.
So you've been actually playing with this a fair amount, right?
Yeah, I've been playing for about maybe 4 days now or so with it.
And what have you been using it for?
Primarily, I've been programming it to be the L1 and R1 buttons so that my back fingers here basically rest down there, and then my L2, like my trigger fingers can just rest on L2 and R2, so I never have to move them. And it's been really convenient that way. I've been using it in a lot of different games where I have to switch weapons with those or, you know, get a certain type of ammo out, and that's been an easy way to switch on the fly.
How do you actually program it? Is it there like a menu in the...
So yeah, it's really simple. What's funny about this thing is it has an OLED screen on it, this little circular area on the thing. You can program it to be whatever buttons you want. So right now it's programmed to be L1 and R1, and you can check at any time.
Okay, so you hold down one and then the other? Is it kind of like...
So you hold it down and then it'll let you just program and switch them on the fly. So now I can just kind of go through and you look at whatever you want.
Oh god, it's like setting a digital watch kind of.
Yeah, it's sort of like setting an old watch.
That is very odd. That's like both low-tech and high-tech.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but it's really snappy. It works really well. You have to have your controller off when it's being plugged in and then turn it on, otherwise it won't sync properly. There's a little bit of weird fidgety stuff.
It's definitely vestigial technology.
Yes.
Now this is between console generations. What do you think this says about what we're going to get with the PlayStation 5?
I mean, this to me feels like hey, the DualShock 5, whatever they end up calling it, probably DualShock 5, is going to have something like this, whether it's as an Elite controller version or built into the DualShock 5. I think these are going to be part of it, and there have even been patents that showed a back button option for the new controller. So I think these are going to come with the DualShock 5, and this is saying, hey, maybe if you want to use your DualShock 4 for like the full suite of tools, plug this in and you'll have it ready to go. I think that's what they're saying. They haven't confirmed that at all, but that would be my guess why they're introducing this now. Because it's a pretty well-made thing, but this is a weird time to introduce an official peripheral.
Backwards compatibility with software is a big talking point this generation, so having a little bit of backwards compatibility with hardware too would be nice, though we're obviously not going to get like the sort of advanced haptics rumble stuff we're hearing about.
Yeah, we're not going to have that, but like a DualShock 4 right now costs you $60. Assuming that DualShock 5s are even more expensive, everyone's going to have at least one DualShock 4 lying around who had a PS4, so it only makes sense to be like, hey, just spend $30 more and you can use this controller rather than $80.
You know, it'd be really smart if they made one of these that also had a little bit of external battery on it too.
Yeah, so
how nice would that be?
I've been playing with it for a few days, like I said. I actually haven't noticed. I was expecting a massive battery drain because the DualShock 4 battery already is terrible. It drains it definitely quicker, but not more quickly than you would expect. It's actually pretty comparable to how I've been normally playing with it.
Man, this is really weird. It's hard to tell if this is one of those things that will just become a bizarre relic of video game antiquity.
Yeah.
Or something that we're all gonna buy even though it seems really stupid right now.
Yeah, it's really strange to me because like when I first plugged it in, as I said, it's hard to plug in, but once it's in there, it is like snug. Like it's definitely been built to be in there and feel like part of the controller. But it's strange because I've been playing with DualShock controllers for 20 years with this like a certain way. So to all of a sudden have these two different buttons, it's taken time to get used to it. But like as I've gotten used to it, I do really enjoy it, and I like the accessibility down there for that.
I kind of like your approach here because I always feel guilty that I'm not doing like my hands.
I've never been able to do that. Yeah.
My hand, I just automatically kind of, it's like slouching. You know,
yes,
you have bad finger posture. So now it's a good option for that. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I found those to be great. Some of the D-pad prompts for certain games, it might be good there. Obviously, it's also an accessibility thing for maybe people who don't want to have to stretch their hands as much. It's right down there.
Now, if this is in fact a new button that's permanently attached to DualShock 5, what do you think these buttons are going to be called? Because this is L3 and R3.
I hope it's L4 and R4. I hope they just keep adding.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, because I don't want or BB1 and BB2, back button 1 and back button 2, and then you get a Death Stranding
That's
tie.
a little weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, I don't know what else you could call them. That'd be catchy.
So this is officially called the
DualShock 4 back button attachment.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah.
And this is in stores January 23rd for an MSRP of $30 in the US, and presumably it's a taste of things to come. Obviously, we're going to be covering lots more stuff about the PlayStation 5 as we find out more about it, but in the meantime, keep it right here on IGN.